March 25th, 2023. Tangier, Morocco. 65,000 fans packed into the Ibn Battuta Stadium. And Brazil, one of the highest-ranked teams in the world at the time, walked off the pitch having just been beaten 2-1. It was the first time in history that Morocco had ever beaten Brazil. In any match, in any competition, ever. And tomorrow, June 14th, 2026, they meet again. At the World Cup, in New Jersey, with everything at stake. Brazil versus Morocco. Group C, and I genuinely believe Morocco can do it again. Here is why. To understand why tomorrow's game is so fascinating, you have to understand what Morocco did in Qatar 2022. Morocco entered that tournament as a 250-1 outsider. Nobody gave them a chance. Their group included Croatia, World Cup finalists in 2018, Belgium, ranked #1 in the world, Canada. Group experts predicted Morocco would go home in the group stage. Instead, they didn't just survive. They went all the way to the semifinals. They beat Belgium 2-0. They drew with Croatia 0-0 and held firm. In the round of 16, they beat Spain on penalties, with Achraf Hakimi scoring the decisive kick against the nation of his birth. In the quarterfinals, they beat Portugal 1-0. They became the first African nation and the first Arab nation in World Cup history to reach the semifinals. They only lost to France, the eventual finalists, in a tight 2-0 game, and then Croatia in the third-place match. Morocco finished 4th at the 2022 World Cup, 4th, out of 32 teams. Think about that. 3 months later, in March 2023, they beat Brazil, the #1 ranked team in the world, 2-1 in Tangier. Goals from Sofiane Boufal and Abdelhamid Sabiri. Morocco head coach Walid Regragui said afterwards, "This is the first time Morocco has beaten Brazil in history. They are #1 in the FIFA rankings." He celebrated like they had won the World Cup. That win was a statement. Morocco had arrived as a genuine world football power, and now they face Brazil again. At the actual World Cup, here is the twist. Morocco in 2026 are going through a turbulent period, but they are still dangerous. After Qatar, the expectations in Morocco exploded. The players became national heroes. The pressure intensified. And in March 2026, just 3 months before the World Cup, Walid Regragui, the manager who built the miracle, resigned. The reason? Morocco lost the Africa Cup of Nations final to Senegal on home soil. Regragui paid the price. The federation wanted a new direction. They brought in Mohamed Ouabi, the man who had just led Morocco's under-20 team to the 2025 Youth World Cup title, as their new senior manager, with less than 100 days to go before the tournament. That is a massive disruption. A new manager, a new voice, a new system, with almost no time to prepare. But here is what makes Morocco still frightening. The spine of the team is completely intact. Achraf Hakimi, captain, right back, Paris Saint-Germain, is one of the best fullbacks in world football. He has made more World Cup appearances than any other Moroccan player. His driving runs, crossing ability, and defensive intensity are elite. Yassine Bono, in goal for Al Hilal, is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He was extraordinary in Qatar. Sofiane Amrabat, Azzedine Ounahi, Ilias Chair. The midfield can compete with anyone. And then there is Brahim Diaz, the Real Madrid forward who was born in Spain and played for Spain's youth teams before switching allegiance to Morocco after 2022. Brahim Diaz is one of the most exciting attacking midfielders in European football. Alongside Hakim Ziyech and Soufiane Boufal, Morocco's attack is a genuine threat. Their unbeaten qualifying run, 8 wins from 8 in African qualifying, topping their group, booking their spot early, showed that the squad's quality is real. The coaching change creates uncertainty, but in football, sometimes a new voice, new energy, and new motivation can be exactly what a team needs. Now let's talk about Brazil, because this is not the Brazil of 1970 or 1994 or 2002. Brazil haven't won a World Cup in 24 years. They have the most talent of any nation in the world, and yet tournament after tournament has ended in heartbreak or humiliation. The 7-1 defeat to Germany on home soil in 2014. The penalty shootout loss to Croatia in the quarterfinals of 2022. a nation of 215 million people desperate for glory, watching their team fall short again and again. In 2025, Brazil made a historic decision. They appointed Carlo Ancelotti, the most decorated club manager in the history of the game, as their head coach. Ancelotti had just left Real Madrid after winning multiple Champions Leagues. He became the first non-Brazilian ever to manage the Seleção at a World Cup. His squad is extraordinary on paper. Vinicius Jr., who scored 16 La Liga goals last season and is arguably the most dangerous winger in world football when at his peak, leads the attack from the left. Rafinha of Barcelona, Lucas Paqueta, Bruno Guimaraes of Newcastle, Casemiro, Gabriel Martinelli, and the return of Neymar, at 34 years old, battling back from a serious knee injury. But here's the problem. Brazil qualified in 5th place in CONMEBOL, the South American section, with 28 points from 18 games, 6 losses. They were not convincing in qualifying. Rodrigo is missing. He tore his cruciate ligament and is out of the tournament. Eder Militao, one of their best centre-backs, also missed out through injury. Wesley, their right-back, suffered a groin injury in a warm-up game and won't make the trip. And Neymar's fitness is the biggest question mark of all. After missing almost 4 years of football between 2015 and 2025 through at least 33 separate injuries, Neymar is back, but fragile. He will likely start on the bench. Ancelotti has been explicit. The priority is managing his minutes carefully. A Brazil without Neymar from the start, missing Rodrigo and Militao, with Vinicius Jr., who has always performed better at club level than for Brazil. This is a team with vulnerabilities. Real significant vulnerabilities, and Morocco know exactly how to exploit them. Morocco's tactical identity is built on a foundation of defensive solidarity and devastating counterattacks. Against Brazil, the game plan writes itself. Morocco sit deep, deny Vinicius space behind the defensive line, clog the midfield, and wait for their moment. When they win the ball, Hakimi bursts forward on the right. Brahim Diaz and Ziyech find pockets of space, and suddenly Brazil's high defensive line is exposed. Brazil have a structural weakness. When Vinicius and Rafinha push high as wingers, they leave space behind them. Morocco's quick transitions can exploit exactly that space. That's how they beat Spain. That's how they beat Portugal. That's how they beat Brazil in 2023. Brazil will dominate possession, they always do. But possession without penetration is useless, and Morocco are experts at denying penetration. One set piece, one counter-attack, one Hakimi run, and the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey becomes the most shocked arena in World Cup 2026. Let's look at what the numbers say. Morocco have not lost a game since 2023, a run that covers the entirety of their World Cup qualification campaign. 8 wins from 8 in African qualifying. Brazil won only 8 of their 18 qualifying games. They lost 6. They barely made it through automatic qualification, finishing 5th in CONMEBOL. Morocco beat Brazil in 2023, the first time in history. That was in Morocco. Tomorrow it is on neutral ground. In Qatar, Morocco conceded only 3 goals in 7 games. Brazil are not scoring 3 goals against this defense, not in one game. One analyst before the tournament, Jamie Carragher, speaking to The Telegraph, predicted Morocco would actually finish above Brazil in Group C. He is not alone. This is not a fantasy. This is a genuine, statistically supported possibility. My prediction for tomorrow's game? Morocco 1-1, Brazil a draw. Morocco take a point they absolutely deserve, and the group becomes wide open. But if I had to pick an upset winner, Morocco 2-1, Brazil, Hakimi and Brahim Diaz. The MetLife Stadium goes silent for 215 million Brazilians. What do you think? Can Morocco do it again? Or does Brazil's talent eventually prove too much? Drop your prediction in the comments below. And if you want to follow every shocking moment of World Cup 2026, every upset, every controversy, every result that shakes the world, subscribe. I'm posting every single day for the entire tournament. The match is tomorrow. The stage is set. Let's see if Morocco can shock the world again.